There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
Hey, everybody. So happy to have you here on A Free Solution. Larry Sharp, usually the host of the Sharp Way Show, every night around 7 p.m. But today, how lucky am I? Here on WYSL, Rochester, New York, WENI, New York Southern Tier, The Patriot, WACK in Newark, New York. Reach out to me, 585-346-3000. You know, I very often bring up things about New York City on this show. And the reason is I live in New York City. So clearly, these things affect me. And you might say, Larry, why are you always bringing up New York City stuff? Well, because it affects you too. Yeah, it does. If you live in New York State, I know many of you listening do, then this does affect you because you know how powerful New York State is in controlling the rest of the state. If you live outside of New York State, New York City's the battleground. Whatever happens there, it's coming to you. It might take a couple years, sometimes a couple of months, but it's coming to you. So the thing I want to bring up is our mayoral election. It looks like, so far, the guy who's going to be the next mayor of New York is a guy named Eric Adams. And you may say, Larry, why do I care about Eric Adams? Here's the reason why. He's winning right now. And he is the least left of all the Democrats. Yeah. New York City. I'm not saying, I don't know, Herkimer County. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying Ontario County. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying New York City. The least left candidate looks like he's going to win. Now, it's possible with the ranked choice voting that he doesn't. But even if he doesn't win, the fact that he came out on top and looks like he's going to win does say something about our city. Now, you might say, Larry, I don't like Eric Adams. I'd rather have Yang, or I like Maya Wiley, or whoever was your guy or gal, if you care. I get it. I'm not saying whether he's going to be a good mayor or not. That really isn't what I'm saying. I obviously am going to support our libertarian candidate, Stacey Pressman, because I'm a libertarian. I wear it on my sleeve. Of course I'm going to vote for her. But what does it mean? Eric Adams is an ex-cop. Crime, right? Not just that. He's an ex-Republican. Yeah. An ex-Republican, an ex-cop, looks like he is going to be the mayor of New York City. He ran against Andrew Yang. Now, whether you like Yang's policies or hate his policies, the guy's popular. Everyone knows him. And he's got cash. You would think popularity, money, he's going to sweep this damn thing. That's what I thought. When he first came in, I was pretty sure he was going to win. I was like, he's going to win this thing. He's popular. He's got cash. He's going to win this thing. But what turned people from Yang? Or, more importantly, what turned them on to Eric Adams? This is a nationwide issue that if you're a Democrat, you should listen. If you're a Republican, you should listen. In either one. The far left part of the Democratic Party is going so far left that even Democrats are like, I'm not on board. You've gone too far for me. I'm not ready to go here. I'm going to, as a Democrat, I am going to actually move towards someone who's a former cop and a former Republican, even though the loudest voices of my party are still yelling, defund the police. Even though the loudest are yelling, defund the police and socialize everything, and cops are bad. Republicans are evil. I'm going to vote for this former Republican and ex-cop. To be clear, for you Republicans out there, Eric Adams is not a Republican. There are a lot of things you're not going to like about him. Absolutely. He's still a Democrat. So if you're a Republican, you're not going to like him. However, he's the most Republican Democrat that there was in the city. I guess I'll have to go there. Right? That's where I'll go. You're not going to, he's a guy you would at least tolerate. You would say, fine, I'll tolerate him. You would do that. So that's the piece I want to bring up. Here's the funniest part. Yang got the police endorsement, not him. And still people walked away from Yang. There's a change in New York City and a change throughout this country, this state. At one point, the left goes so far left that even moderate Democrats go, I'm not here. I feel like something similar actually happened in the Republican Party a couple years back when Trump was winning. So many Republicans went, I don't know if I can go with Trump. He's so far to Trump's side. I can't go there. The left is having a similar problem. A similar problem. Now, some of you might go, well, Larry, I'm a Democrat, so I'm okay with that. I like my party being more mainstream, not being so far left. Well, if you're a mainstream Democrat, this is good news for you. It is. You're going to see your party begin to move, I think, more towards the center. I think the pendulum swung so far left that I think the party's got to move back towards the middle. I think it will. And for those of you who are afraid of Biden, I think Biden will swing back too. That's my view. I know some of you could be mad if you bring up Biden, but I still think he'll swing back because I believe that Biden is not actually a far left guy. I think he's a get along guy, and he's whatever he thinks is going to work within his party. So if the pendulum's swinging left, he's Mr. Lefty. If the pendulum swings back, he's Mr. Moderate. That's what I think is going to happen with Biden. He's wherever the wind's blowing, that's where he is. So I think that's what's going to happen. And I bring this up because I know people are concerned. I know some people don't care about what happens in New York City, but this is moving through. Crime is a big deal. Order is a big deal. Safety is a big deal. Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. We all care. Let me grab a couple of comments on this. I know some of you are concerned. My 2 cents says, I'm not down for an ex-cop mayor either, because we know about politics of police. They see no wrong in their fellow officers. They will stand by and watch you get your butt kicked and say nothing. Well, I got to tell you, I think a lot of people in New York City think just like that and still voted for him. I don't think your thought process in New York City is uncommon. I think many city people believe exactly that. And they still voted for him. And that's my point. They were like, yeah, cops are bad, but man, I could use one now. So I guess I'm voting for one. I really think you're right. And that's my point, right? I really think that's my point. Michelle says, COVID killed a lot of people loving the left. Ooh, I don't like the way you said that, Michelle, but I get what you're talking about. The government response absolutely moved people more towards the right. I agree. I think that's true. Absolutely. So, yes. John asks, is there a Republican in New York City mayor race declared? Yes. Curtis Sliwa. Those of you who may remember the Guardian Angels of the 1970s and 80s, he started that. So he's running as Republican. And to be forward, and you Republicans, I'm going to just tell you the truth. It's 75% Democrat in New York City. He's not winning. He's not winning. Just not going to happen. I know many of you like Curtis, and he's got a great background. I'll give him. I mean, starting the Garden Angels, well done. And very popular in Brooklyn. They all know him really well. But Eric Adams is also from Brooklyn. No shot. Just my view. I could be wrong. But yes, John, it is Curtis Lewa. Yes. John goes on to say, Biden worked with segregationists when it was popular. Thank you, John. Yes, Biden's a get-along guy. He will go left when the wind goes left. He will go moderate when the wind goes moderate. I really believe that. I know a lot of people think that he's this hardcore left guy. That's because the wind is there now, not because he's there. I really believe that. Absolutely. Michelle says, Buffalo just voted out the Democrat in the primaries and put in a socialist for the left ticket. Oh, my God. Is that right? I don't want to hear that. We'll cover that after the break, guys. Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom
Larry,
line.
when we come back, I've got some sound bites from when Eric Adams was a
This
senator.
preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers
It's
and
when
network
he
can
was
be detected and monitored for any issues,
lobbying for
keeping your
raises for
business
them.
running smoothly. They also help clients achieve
welcome.
HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
The Finger Lakes Castle team is in its 7th decade of factory direct service to the service professional. From cleaning the ins and outs of your vehicle to keeping you on the road, Castle's got you covered. Castle makes streak-proof glass cleaner, FDA-registered sanitizers, and EPA-registered hospital-grade disinfectants. Remember, when you need to keep it clean, use what the pros use. Castle. Accept no substitutes.
Castle keeps it clean.
A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to Simple Tech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that Simple Tech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at Simple Tech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at Simple Tech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
I deserve to be paid more. And I'm only a freshman and I'm already complaining. We better vote on a raise and make sure we get paid more.
Well, yeah, he is Democrat. Just say it. So, yes, that was Eric Adams. Absolutely. So, Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. And by the way, this show, it's on every single day. You can watch it every day. You can listen to it every day. I mean, we've got the cool Kevin Wilson, the super cool Tim O'Connor. We even get Andrew Hollister on here once in a while, the man himself, if he's listening. Need you on more often, brother. Absolutely. We get them all on. And you can do that by following us on both YouTube and or Facebook, A Free Solution, and find out when we're on. Not a bad deal. Right now, I'm here. WYSL, Rochester, New York. WENI, New York Southern Tier, The Patriot. WACK in Newark, New York. Yes, Newark, New York. The cool Newark. Sorry, Jersey. 585-346-3000. Before the break, we talked about cops and Eric Adams, crime, and the worries. Let's talk about a little bit different story that will link directly to this in a second. I was away this weekend. I was in Michigan, and I came back late Sunday evening. And late. I'm an old man. Late for me is like 9:10. Anyway, so when I come back, I realized there were no cabs. Now, I've been noticing this here or there, but it was never so prominent on how bad it was when I came back. Literally, there were people walking outside saying, well, look, if you're waiting for a cab, it's going to take you, 45 minutes to an hour at least to get a cab. There's no cabs. And people can believe it. They're like, what do you mean? It's New York City. No cabs? Listen, LaGuardia Airport. According to our Lord Master, His Majesty King Andrew Cuomo II, oh, hail the king, LaGuardia is the greatest, newest, awesomest thing in the world. Doesn't he tell us this like every week? But we can't get a cab. And it's a mess. So people started asking, why? They're upset. Why? They're all waiting. Now, I use Uber or Lyft all the time, so it didn't bother me much. My Uber guy came. So she says, people don't want to work. That's what she said. She yelled at. Everybody's like, yeah, nobody wants to work. That was the response. I thought to myself, if nobody wants to work, why is my Uber driver coming? Why is everybody who has Uber and Lyft getting lifted if nobody wants to work? Is that really true? So I wasn't sure. And I thought about this for a bit. I was like, what's going on here? So I did a little bit of homework. A little bit, not crazy. There were over 10,000 cabs, yellow cabs, running around New York City before the COVID lockdowns. It went down to like under 1,000 during the lockdowns. Now it's still less than 4,000. Not doing it. You might go, Larry, it's because they don't want to work. They're lazy. They want to stay home. I'm sure there's some of that. Or it could be they're finding out that the black market's more lucrative. Yeah. I keep talking about the black market. Why? Why do you keep hearing me yap about the black market? Because that's where the violence comes from. That is exactly where the violence comes from, is people acting in the black market. So now I got a guy who's got a medallion. And for those who don't know, because New York City, in its wisdom, it thought, you know what we can do? We'll have centralized control over cabs, because centralized control always works. Never does, but it's fine. It always works. That's where you're most efficient. So we'll do that. So we'll have a limited number of what they call taxi cab medallions. That's great. We have a limited number. That'll help the poor people make money driving cabs. Because when you have a limited amount of something, the price never goes up, except always. And that's what happened. And medallions became super expensive. Now medallions run up over $1 million. Yeah, you basically have to have a mortgage to be able to drive a yellow cab in New York City. So now with the rules and regulations, you literally have to run that cab 22 hours a day. I'm not exaggerating. So you and your brother, you and your cousin, you and your aunt, you and your whomever in your family run 2 shifts, 11 hours each, an hour in between to do the maintenance required for the vehicle legally. That's the only way that thing makes money. Otherwise, you lose. And who does that? Who gets a medallion? You think the average New Yorker go get some medallion? No. They know better. They know it's a scam. They know it's a government money grab. They know it's about rich people who bought 3 or 4 medallions are now collecting big cash. That they know that. So now what? Who does it? Immigrants who don't know any better, who don't understand the concept of Uber or Lyft, who instead buy a medallion and get a loan or pay it up front or have the medallion guy himself hold the note. Any of those. Yeah, that's like mob stuff. Yeah, it is. Why do you think so many medallion cab drivers committed suicide? Why do you think so many of them are out in the streets fighting, angry? We want debt relief. Yeah. So now I got some guy, some immigrant family who can't afford to pay because they can't work, so they can't pay the medallion. You think the bank cares? You think the guy holding the note cares? Pay me. I don't care. Pay me. So they stop paying. They stop paying and they stop working. So they take whatever they can from the government. Of course, wouldn't you? Think about yourself in that position. Wouldn't you? They stop, take advantage of the system, get whatever they can, and they work in the black market. Or they work with Uber or they work at Lyft or whatever. It's actually cheaper for them. The system is making this happen. And they're blaming the worker, like the worker is the bad guy, like the worker's just lazy. The guys who are running cabs aren't lazy. That's a hard job. If you've been a driver, and many of you are, lots of people now are doing things like they're driving Grubhub, or is it Seamless now? Whatever it is. They're driving Uber Eats. They're doing Lyft. That's not a job you sit in your, well, you do sit in your butt. You do. Sorry. You do sit in your butt. But it's not an easy job. You're actually working. You're hustling. You're driving from place to place. You're getting through. This is a job where you have to work. If you're lazy, you don't make money. They call it a side hustle for a reason. So being a cab driver is not for people who are lazy. It's for people who are prepared to hustle. Now, does that mean there aren't lazy people taking advantage of the system? Of course there are. Absolutely. I think it's 4 million people. Was it last month? Someone will correct me, I'm sure. I think it was 4 million people last month who quit their job. They quit their job. What? Yeah. Because they said, I don't want to go back to the office. Office sucks. I'm not going back. Guess I'll drive Uber, or guess I'll do something in the black market. Because if you've noticed, prices have gone up. Why? Because inflation. Nope, not because of that. I mean, that's a minor thing. Because people are dumb. Nope. Because people don't want to work in the regular market, bringing goods and services into cities and towns. They're not working. So what do you do instead? Move that in the black market. You make more money. You scam the taxes. And sadly, you also get arrested and go to jail. And when things don't go well, you can't call the cops. So what do you have to do? Street justice. Street justice means guns. Well, Larry, we got the strictest gun laws in New York State. We should be fine. I guess if laws worked, you'd be right. But clearly you're not, because they are pumping guns into this state all over the place. The problem isn't guns. The problem is the black market. There are lots of counties in this state that have tons of guns, and hardly any crime because they have hardly any black market. That's the issue. So why were there no cabs when I came to LaGuardia? Because people are lazy? No, because the system is set to support the black market and to let people take advantage of the system. That's why. We can fix this with a free solution. You know there is one. Larry Sharp, a free solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Now it's Dan Bongino, weekday afternoons.
WYSL.
AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the Newstead NBC Weather Center for tonight. We'll be looking at mostly cloudy skies, very warm and humid, chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm, temps in the 70s. On your Wednesday, there will be a chance for some scattered thunderstorms, maybe a local storm.
Did you like the Air Adams clip?
Eye to the sky for that.
I do. Yep. I'm going to play one each break, and there's kind of a nice progression of them. I think you'll enjoy them.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate.
These
Slow,
cuts date back to when Bill
unreliable
Noje did a
servers
show
can
on the
cause
station.
unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
Need help with health insurance? The Greece Regional Chamber provides assistance with health insurance for businesses, nonprofits, families, and individuals throughout our region. We pride ourselves on the personalized service that we provide for our clients. Let us help you find health insurance plans that fit your needs and navigate the paperwork. Greece Chamber Benefit Partners, located at 2402 Westridge Road in Rochester, New York, offers a broad range of medical insurance plans for businesses, nonprofits, individuals, and families throughout the greater Rochester Finger Lakes region, working with insurance companies including Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, Univera, and MVP Healthcare. We can also help you access insurance plans through the New York State of Health, the official health plan marketplace. Again, you do not need to live or work in Greece to utilize our brokerage services. We serve the greater Rochester Finger Lakes region of New York State. Visit greecechamber.org to sign up for one of our free health insurance information sessions or schedule an appointment with one of our licensed brokers. Call 585-227-7272. 585-227-7272.
For the senior in your family, consider Alpine Manor, founded in 1971 by owner Tim Kinsella, nestled in the picturesque rolling hills east of 390 in Livingston County, just 20 minutes from Rochester. At Alpine Manor, their pride is personalized care for seniors who are not yet ready for a nursing home. If your senior shows symptoms of confusion, forgetfulness, or memory loss, Alpine Manor could provide an excellent option. There are supervised activities and medications, full laundry and housekeeping services, 3 dietary approved home-cooked meals, and a bedtime snack, all provided in immaculate surroundings. Now, visitors are always welcome at Alpine Manor with an appointment. All staff and residents have received both doses of COVID vaccine. Be confident that your loved one is safe and secure, and you'll be able to visit and connect. Keep the golden years carefree years at Alpine Manor, New York State Health Department licensed. Call 346-5880. That's 346-5880 for a no-obligation tour or information, or visit alpinemanor.com.
For all the hunger you have for life, there's finally a portable grill with the versatility to keep up, keep rolling, keep pushing, keep cranking out big-time meals for big-time adventures. Whatever off-the-grid good time you've got cooking up next, rest assured the Weber Traveler will follow. Weber Traveler. Amazing food wherever you are.
Smith Lumber and Hardware Center in Lakeville proudly features Weber, America's best-loved grill. What does it mean to bank locally with Tompkins? It means keeping your money in your community with a team of neighbors to guide you through big decisions and milestones, plus all the convenience of our mobile app where you can manage your account, deposit checks remotely, send money to family and friends, even turn your card off if it gets misplaced, then back on when you find it. Ready to bank locally with the team at Tompkins? Visit Tompkins Bank of Castile online or at a branch to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All-Star Custom Apparel and Design is your local source for outfitting your team, employees, or customers and updating your logo, decaling your vehicles, signs, drinkware, and more. We will get your name recognized. Call 585-623-4000 to see what All-Star can do for you.
Wednesdays are senior days at Genesee Country Village and Museum. All
Last
season long,
spot.
visitors ages 62 and up will receive a discounted admission. Just $10 to visit any Wednesday. Tour the historic village. Enjoy a meal in the Depot Restaurant. Genesee Country Village Museum in Mumford. Visit gcv.org.
A free solution.
And I say that to the governor, I say that to the mayor, I say that to anyone. And anyone here that believe you are so marginal that you want to be a porpoise, then you do it on your own. Show me the money.
Show me the money. I like that. Hey, at least he's open about the money grab. I'll give him that. He's like, hey, I'm all about the money. That's fine. Hey, look, if you're going to have ideas that I may not be happy about, I would rather you show them. I wear my libertarianism on my sleeve. You guys know exactly where my head is. You know where I'm coming from. I hope you at least respect it, even if you don't agree. You know where I'm coming from every time. I try to be consistent. But I'm here on WYSL, Rochester, New York, WENI, the Southern Tier of New York, the Patriot, and WACK in Newark, New York. 585-346-3000 is the number. You guys are commenting left and right. I want to grab some more, and you've got some great comments. I really love it. Nate says, Republicans have no chance in New York City. Too many have been convinced that Republicans are evil, no matter who's on the ticket. I think there's two parts to that, Nate. One of that's true. You're exactly right. That a lot of Democrats simply won't vote Republican. They believe Republicans are evil and bad, can't vote for them, terrible. It's true. But the same is true in reverse. A lot of Republicans think Democrats are evil and horrible and won't vote for them. There's a second piece here, which is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because there are so many Democrats in New York City, they believe that only Democrats can win. So even people like Eric Adams, who in New York City could run as a Republican, right? He could. Republicans in New York City, many of them are very left compared to, say, Oklahoma Republicans or even upstate Republicans. They're further left. So he probably could have gotten a nod as a Republican in New York City. People believe Republicans can't win. Don't even try. I think it's two things. Absolutely. So yes. My 2 cents says, you are so right about Biden. He will do what the majority says. That's him, all right. Yeah. And I know a lot of people on the right are trying to portray Biden as like a lefty or a socialist. Yeah. Because what people are saying right now, not him. He doesn't actually have a center. So wherever it goes. Absolutely. So, all right. I'll see if I can do this here. Michelle says, oh my God, Jay says hi, and he's going to Florida next week. Sorry, he was bugging me. Michelle, no worries. Jay, how you doing? Florida's going to be awesome. You should enjoy it. It might be a little bit hot, so make sure you bring, I know you have those sleeveless shirts. Make sure you have some of those and some good shorts. You'll be fine. Hope to see you soon. Yes. All right, see if I grab a couple more. Andrew says, Lee Zeldin is running for governor. I believe Rob Astorino is running high in the polls against Zeldin since Zeldin just got into debate. Well, Zeldin's running for governor. So is Astorino. And so is Giuliani's son. So it's 3 people of stature who are running for governor. But I got to be forward. Unless an outsider steps in, it's nice, but they're not going to win. Because of what Nate said. There are too many people who are Democrats who won't vote for Republican. They just won't, right? Eric Adams was still a Democrat. So he still knew that he needed that party. Again, he could have run as a Republican, and the Republicans would have nominated him, almost guaranteed. I mean, they might not have, but the odds are very high. If he would have said Republican, they would have nominated him. He knew he had to have the D by his name. because the R in New York State, New York City, not New York State, New York City is toxic. Across the state, having that R in most cities, toxic. So it's going to be a problem. And outside the cities, having the D is toxic. So yes, 100%. That's good. All right. Avi says, Comrade de Blasio leaving so it can't get any worse. Well, it's a good point. De Blasio was a terrible mayor, and he was an ideologue. The problem is, how bad has he made it, Avi? And is it still going down, right? Is Eric supposed to just kind of bring it level again so it's not going down worse? Or is he bringing it up? Leveling out may be the hardest part. I mean, it's going down. That's the problem, right? If de Blasio had made it bad and it's just bad sitting here, well, Adams can bring it up. Easy day. But I think it's still going down. I think it can get worse before it can get better. And remember, Adams doesn't take office until next January. We still got de Blasio for another 7 months. 6 months? 7 months. 7 months. We still got de Blasio for 6-7 months. Yeah. Remember, this was the primary. And this goes right. Nate, well done, Nate. This goes right to your point. This was only the primary. But because New York City is so Democrat, everyone just assumes he's the mayor. Because who else is going to win? So, yeah. So, Eric Adams is no gem. But then again, his opponents are all typical woke pandering SJW lunatics. Yeah, there's some truth to that, Avi. There was one candidate who was in the top 4 who wanted mandatory composting throughout the city. Not assisting composting, make it easier to compost. That's fine. You want to relax some laws to make it easier for those who want to compost to do so. That's fine. No, mandatory composting. Yeah. So, yeah. Avi says, one good thing about Eric is suggesting he would carry a gun in New York City to protect himself. Yeah, he's a former cop. He can. Absolutely. Yes. He's not anti-gun. He's anti-violence, which I am too. I'm with him on that. On this one, him and I simpatico. We absolutely anti-violence. I'm not anti-gun. I'm anti-violence. 100%. Matusen says, Cabs been taking a hit because of Lyft and Uber. Yes, absolutely true. 100%. But then many of them have become Lyft and Uber people. Christine says, I work with someone who left her job to do Lyft/Uber Eats. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. But I see the people who do Lyft and Uber Eats and Uber and Seamless and all of those, I see them as hustlers. These people want to work. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, Christine. Tell me, is your friend lazy? I would assume your friend isn't, right? I assume she's not. Why would you want to go do Lyft and Uber Eats? That seems like a job you got to hustle at. So I feel like you want to do that. Yeah. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. So Jamie says, I love government creation of black markets. It gives me endless data for an analysis in archaeological research. Wow. Okay. I guess there's some advantage to it. See, there's something good about that. I love it. Oh my God, there's something good. Yes. Okay. So yeah. Also, John says, a lot of drivers took PPP loans and stopped driving. That's my point. Thank you, John. A lot of people took advantage of the system and then worked in a black market or still worked anyway. They work on different social security numbers, whatever the case may be. So in New York City, we give out ID, New York City IDs. So you can, get bank accounts, survive, have an ID. So in New York City, it actually works. Yeah. You can actually do that. Collect your cash and still work. It does work. So, yeah. Andrew says, question, Larry, how are you celebrating July 4th? I have not decided yet. I don't know what I'll be doing. So, yeah. Justin says, I think the food deliveries became a lot more lucrative than delivering people. Ooh, I have heard that, Dustin. I knew people who were actually doing food deliveries instead of Lyft or Uber because they thought the tips were better. People have told me that the tips were better for the food than they were for the basic taxi driving. Tips were better. That's what I heard. Now, I don't know if that's still true, but here's the funny part. So most of the people, maybe I'm exaggerating, a lot of the people who were ordering all the food deliveries, they weren't working. They were taking money from the government too. So now the Uber Eats driver is taking money from the government, and then Uber Eatsing on the side. Is that a thing? Uber Eating, Uber Eating, whatever. Driving on the side, making money on the black market too, and then getting tips in the black market on top of it. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. But again, it's not people being lazy. It's a system that encourages a certain type of behavior. The average human being is no more or less lazy than the other average human being, right? They're the average human being. There are people who are lazy. Of course. Of course. But those people are always going to exist. So how do we get a bunch of people who are lazy? It's a system that rewards them for that behavior. So then they start to have that behavior because we encourage it and we reward it. We could stop that. Nate says, government has this amazing ability to make things worse anytime they pass laws and regulations to make things better. Most of the time we'd be better. They just left us alone. Yes, Nate, without question. Government is consistently making things worse when trying to make things better. Absolutely. But of course, we can fix this. I always talk about that here on A Free Solution. WYSL Rochester, New York, 585-346-3000. Back with your calls and your comments after the break.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row.
I'll come back with another Eric Adam cut.
Rating. If your website doesn't match your
that last one always cracked me up because he said porpoise instead of pauper.
Call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax. We would like to thank our Lord for protecting us from evil. Psalm 91 states, He is my refuge and my fortress, for He will rescue us from every trap and protect us from deadly disease.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results.
We are also a small firm who will treat you like family and not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
The judges deserve to get an increase. They deserve for the time they sit on the bench.
Senator Adams, I believe you made your point in the 2 minutes. How do you vote?
I deserve a raise.
He is all about that money. I like it. There we go. Get some. Larry Sharp here, host of the Sharpway Show. You can follow me if you want to on the Sharpway Show. Check out the Sharpway Show, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the Insta stuff, all of the web stuff. I'm on all of it. Follow me. Watch my cool stuff. I am right now here, WYSL, Rochester, New York, WENI, the Southern Tier of New York, the Patriot, WACK, Newark, New York. You know, a lot of people are talking about the Republicans running for governor. And in case you don't know, this Thursday, 2 days from now, one of them, Derek Gibson, is going to be on this show. The awesome Tim O'Connor is going to be interviewing him. So tune in to A Free Solution and watch that. And Tim will, I'm sure, ask him some fun questions. I don't know. Derek is a character. So I think Tim won't have to work that hard for this one. We'll see. Tim, see if you got to work hard or not if you're watching. So I hope so. We'll see how that works. I love that. But the point that people were also bringing up here was that the government is setting up an environment where people are rewarded for basically not working. Now, you might say, well, Larry, it's up to them, right? We'll change the system and so and so. And the problem is, once you have someone acting in a certain way for literally over a year, it's hard to change. I'm not saying it's excuse. What I'm saying is a reason and something we got to think about, right? I mean, think about the people who are still wearing masks in New York City, who are vaccinated, their kids are vaccinated. They know that most New York City residents are vaccinated now, and they're still walking around outside with masks. That doesn't make any logical sense. Yet they're still doing it. Even if you're afraid of COVID, I got it. But you're vaccinated. You're outside. You know the majority of New York City residents are vaccinated. Mask on. Why? Because they're crazy. No, because they've been taught that's the thing to do. And they've been doing it for over a year. And they're just doing it. Well, what happens when I tell you, stay home, don't work? Look, listen to your favorite podcast. The Sharp Way is one of them, right? Listen to your favorite podcast. Watch Netflix, watch Hulu, you know, subscribe to the new cool Disney Plus, whatever is your cool thing, and do that. Well, now it's a year and a half. And now I'm saying, stop that. Go to work, you bum. And I'm like, man, I really liked sitting around watching the stuff I was watching. I like that. I like not having to commute. This wasn't the 2 weeks to, flatten the curve. This was a year and a half to break our culture. And it worked. We broke our culture far more than we flattened the curve. And the people who actually wanted to work went out and found work. And many of them, Uber Eats, Lyft, all those things, Amazon. My 2 cents says they all quit and went to work for Amazon delivery. Delivery too. The people wanted to work. They found the work, didn't they? They were like, I'm a hustler. Now, that doesn't mean everybody should. And let me be clear on this. Those hustlers were going to hustle, whether the environment changed or not. And the lazy people on the side were going to be lazy. I'm talking about the huge chunk of people in the middle who are going to react heavily to the environment. and the people who are around them and their social peer group. If your peer group is hustling, odds are you're going to hustle. Everyone around you is hustling. You doing Uber? Man, maybe I should. You doing that? Maybe I should. You're sitting home playing PlayStation? Maybe I should. You're watching Rogan? Maybe I should. So I think that's a big piece. We have to work on that without question. Dustin says, yeah, plus the cab medallion sounds like it needs a 30-year mortgage just to afford it. Yes. So the legal system or the official system is so expensive that everyone's running to Uber. And yeah, absolutely. That's the problem. My 2 cents says, you got to deal with drunk, rude, dirty, and smelly people. I'd quit in a week. Yeah, I mean, there's a point to what you're saying. Doing these jobs is not easy. Being an Uber or Lyft driver, that can be a dirty job. That can be a tough job, right? At any given night, stuff could really go bad for you. So absolutely. I want to make sure that's clear. It's not, this is not a lazy piece. And that's why I got so bothered when they said, where are the cabs? And the government worker whose job is to just walk up and down at the taxi stand where there's no taxis. So she's being paid to do nothing. Literally, she was being paid to do nothing. There were no cabs. And her job is to monitor the taxi stand with no taxis. And she was yelling, they don't want to work. And I was thinking, it's not true. No, that's not real. So, yeah. Shannon says, Eric Adams said he'll run the city like Dinkins, didn't he? Oh, my God, I hope not. For those of you who know New York City history, recent history, Dinkins was not a great mayor by any way. I mean, he was a nice guy. I mean, if any of you knew him or met him, he was a nice guy. I liked him as a person, but man, I didn't want him as my mayor. You know, it's like I love Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter's a great guy. I want him to be my granddad. Or
2
something.
minutes.
Like I want him, but I don't want him as president. He can help me build my house or something. Awesome. I don't want him as president. I feel similar. Well, Dinkins passed. We lost Dinkins already. He died, but he wasn't a bad guy. He just was not a good mayor. I mean, wow. Yes. Christine says, she's a massage therapist making pretty good money, but driving is less laborious. Oh, yes, massage therapist. I mean, you are, yes, using your hands all day long. 100%. Absolutely. Michelle says, give people $1,200 plus a month to make people lazy. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. That's about the number for most people. But for a lot of people, depending upon where you live, it's a whole lot more. It's almost double that. Kid credit, this credit, that credit. There's a lot of money that's coming out. Absolutely.
1 minute.
So a lot of things are making changes. So my 2 cents is I disagree. I have to wear one because of the variant and transplant. I can't risk it. No, you're right. And I say it always. If your immune system's compromised, like you have a transplant like you, of course you should be worried and concerned. Of course you should. There are people who should be wearing masks. My mom, when she was on chemo years ago before COVID, she wore a mask when she went outside. Her immune system was shot from COVID. This is a family of 3. They don't all have chemo. They don't all have transplants. That's my point. But yes, clearly, you should do you as always. That's the real solution. Let people be people. Get rid of the black market. Let us work the way we want to work. And it'll be better for everyone. Larry Sharp, thank you for giving me a chunk of your day. I will see you all next week.